Hello and welcome back to Elysium, where we still go through this immense clipboard that we threw into the trash. We are now going through the yellow papers. In the back you see thin translucent copier paper, some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes like marching armies. These look like official forms wanting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out according to type of form. What types of form are there? 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. Field autopsy. A dozen pages of thin copy papers, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form, waiting to be filled in: age, sex, condition of internal organs. Station call. These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. And the misconduct fine. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but they requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields. But they appear pleasantly vague. Enough of these. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to get to dead guys. We got health. What delicious power hit within these pathetic mess. You feel better. And we put the ledger away again. And we now have this journal. And we also have the map. So we have now interfacing medium and logic medium on the damaged ledger added to it. Turn on the lights at the kinema. Okay, but not now. F5. And return to the ledger. Because I want to read my case files. I want to read my case files. And it's not that difficult, I just want to read them. Now I have to save scum again, because I want to read what's written on paper. Weird. Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then the date of initialization and the time of arrival of the on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41, HDB 41, then 120117, so the 12th of January 17, or year 12, no, 17 o'clock. That's the 1st of December 17 o'clock, or the 12th of January, 17 o'clock. The next word mural. Wait, HDB 41, weren't those officer precinct? Why yes, your precinct number is 41, and HDB? Every last alphanumeric in these files begins with it, and these are your case file. It's safe to say HDB are your initials. Horace Debbie Berenger? Ram Bazankin? Wow, I don't know what to say for that. I got nothing here either. Logic really isn't the best faculty to have this conversation with, but it's the one you got. So sorry. Yeah, we're staying out of this business for now. HDB is bad news from yesteryear. It's shit, honcho. How long does it take to read a case? Takes about half an hour to piece one together using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start? The square bullet hole murders, as they have been mentioned twice. Would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there 4 weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape. But that's all you've got. From the half hour you've spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet, and then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead. A sequence killer? Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man with a square gun. It's not a gun if it's a square hole. Okay, the next word, mural. This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 2nd of December, a graffito, nay a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Coron. Cause of failure? Rent too high. Ah, okay. The rent was too high, so nobody lived there. The mural was enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their forms read: True love is possible only in the next world for new people. It is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaint desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffiti crew is easy to track down. Only the bell letters have the literature of the industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffiti artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next word mural, as the new crew calls it, remains unknown. Wait, do I ever find out who came up with? The case file do not show you finding the author of the design. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves, however your partner JV is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. That leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Road 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. That is a place that's put in here deliberately. Someone definitely wanted to wanted Lobos Jr., the streamer, the Dark Souls streamer, to play this game, because he comes from this town and it's really small. So I think that's like a thing for Lobos to read. Whatever. Plus half of the eminent domain participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between the two options. Remove the mural, it is wrong. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. And that love truly is possible in the next world, for new people, and it's too late for us. I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing because I don't believe in that rubbish one bit. No one cares what you believe in. Man with a smelly toilet ledger. What do you want to tackle next, or are we done? Okay, I'm taking so much time here, down here, not real time, to read through these. But I really want to see more about the unsolvable case. aka Leslie and Burke, aka the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It's their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop displaying his genitals and for Burke to stop attacking things would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability. Couldn't we just keep them off the streets? You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets? Is a good question. Proceed. Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get a local gang of Zemliakers to take them out. The Zemliakers give them ethanol so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, that's the person I talked to on the radio, JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street, because they're there, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing? Which one is which one? It's Leslie and Burke. Leslie is indecency. Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That, and Burke breaking the things. And the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage, but the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face, then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but you are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who at this point is tending to Burke. He came at us? And at us? I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeable compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burke's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment. An invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke, who knows, but both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop, the unsolvable case is solved. Which is also why the officer responsible never really escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? We learned something about the compartment. Let's learn about a couch in an unexpected location, though. Breakthrough imminent. We get it soon. Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside, by the motorway, you know, at an unexpected location. They were young and they thought they looked cool on it. They looked really cool, like a rock band. Yes, as you've said earlier, insufferable rock and roll assholes. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it was. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations they took it to, where they also took photos of themselves on it, and smoked cigarettes, and drank coffee, because they felt it's intellectual. Cigarette butts Coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up. And you did. So congratulations to you. Case solved. Did I ever catch those guys? No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real good damn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do. What next? We read about the murder later. We will read about it later because I want first this. Thought complete. Lonesome Way Home. That's what I wanted to look at. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street, spearhead to the other side of the lake, the Frozen Eye at the center of the district, then past the video rental store on the corner. There at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone, and so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. And speed gives 1 psi. Do I have to forget about it? We have to unlock it with stuff? Okay, we are blocking our stuff here. Okay. Speed gives 1 psi. I have no idea what that means, but our perception cap has been raised. And we're now getting -1 authority, which is not a good idea. But we can level up. And I wanted to level up perception. Great. How many points do I have? 1. Okay. Accept changes and close. Save. And we have to have this here. Okay. It's interesting that it stays in here. I'm thinking about this whole Mind Palace thing differently then. Okay, let's look into the next thing. Murder at the hookah parlor. Murder, tum-tum-tum, at the hookah parlor. It was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to the murder at the hookah parlor. Wait, how? Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner JM, only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story and it isn't really represented in your case files. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the hookah parlor. Right, on with the murder. Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve, was doing it solo, like a real nutcracker, a real brain twister. Was on it for like a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot, not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory, as outlandish as they seemed. Still couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had. Wait, was Joseph Mills a good cop? No, he was awful sense of humor too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey. Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable, that the murder vanished into thin air. That got him hookah parlor was all he talked about. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in the hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day? Can you get high off it? No, it's soot and water vapor. It doesn't do anything. Then it's stupid. Yeah, so anyway, Young man in his 20s found with the skull busted open right on the floor of the hookah parlor. In the middle of the day, no one else is in there. Only client that day. In perfect health too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters, no one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning. Oh, it's like a shisha. Okay. Or noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah. Until 15:45, then bam, he's dead on the floor with his skull busted open, blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be? Miss has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Men just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low. Heavy. Really sharp edge. He sucked hookah. Stood up, passed out, hit his head on the table and died. See, you can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to the bathroom. And what was he doing there for 6 hours? Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know, trying to come up with a movie script maybe. Anyway, that was murder at the hookah parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed piecing it together. Next? Later. Crack it on the knee like Burke. Ah. So we can try to do the same thing. If I hit it on my knee, it might better my chances on opening it, and I want to. So I'm going to be safe coming this if it don't work. But it works. It's a ledger you found in the trash, a capital, then made okay. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It could be possibly just, slide it open. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. Compartments know what's inside. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. Fucking kill yourself, what? Pick up the ticket stubs. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles towards each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to a zoo in Revershall East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too. We have zoo tickets. Pick up the card. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. Smell it. It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti. Open it. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There's care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry. Harry, my name's Harry. It begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter, so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away. Please. But it will make me happy. A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revershall, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it. What was that? Friction covers your entire body, a feeling of cold, a persistent chill. Read the card. Your hands shake holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. This is where we live. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step on the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon when I get off the 49 and walk back to you. She walks at the 49th. That's good to know. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe that the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark, small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. Nope, hold on. To what? There's nothing. Detective, is everything alright? And I fall sideways. And I hope I don't lose 2 health points, because then I'm dead. Did I die? What the?
There is nothing. Again.
Nothing?
Nothing, sad brother. No treachery, just blackout.
I think this happens every time I reset my brain.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who's that?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness he's grasping for it, still trying to hold on to the great sorrow slipping in the water.
Yeah.
Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Here in the paleomammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Was that the X something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing?
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Where's Voyager
There
Road?
is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Enough. Just lie there,
You
motionless.
think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is that? It's cold. Does Kim have cold fingers?
Yes, they're pouring something on you, something in you, and it's...
Water. It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. Where am I? In the upholster's cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leather works and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your shin. Drink water. The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth, and I drink. The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes, the darkness parts. Drink, he tilts the canister. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive from alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration. Drink. With greedy gulps, you down a half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it. What happened? I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of my past, Lieutenant. And I get the ledger back. Ledger of failure and hatred. That does sometimes happen. He hands you the remains of your ledger. He replies with such understanding, it's as if he burnt out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard, athlete's food for corpse. You drop this. Are you okay to proceed? Let's solve this case. Good. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your hand for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools section in your inventory. Okay. We got 1 Inland Empire and 1 Empathy and lose 2 Authority, so nobody will... Okay, we can put it in our left or right hand. Okay, we lose almost all our authority now. Yeah, we have 1 authority now. But we have Total Inland Empire 6. We already had 6. And we get empathy. That's great. We're getting a good lot of good stuff yet. Already. Okay, we can't use it as an interactable. We have to put it here to interact? Oh no, we can interact here. We can also interact here. Okay. Good. No new task, but we dumped some. Let's put that here and let's see our thoughts. Can we do here? Can we do white morning here? Or do we have to forget the other thing then? Little guy gets further and further away. You see yourself from above, you pass out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from a distance you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling, and look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. I want to think about... So if I put this here, can I do that? Okay, it goes there. Okay. Let's think about that, and we lose more authority still. Great. Can I level up again? Nope. Let's look. What else can we do? Lots of stuff to think about what we can do now. Let's first have another look on this. Okay. On this thing. First of all, let's save before we read that damn card again. Slightly... No, that's not the one. Slightly hidden drawer open. Card is now inside. You see 2 ticks up in a handmade postcard. Pick up the card again. You stare at the card, willing your hand to move. It refuses. It's too much. Not again. Close it. Put the ledger away. Okay. It's weird that this isn't... Okay, now it's... Okay. It knows that we read it now. Okay, we have so many tasks to go on. And all I did this episode was reading a book. Great. So the only thing I want to try... Since when is this? Let's look at the fence. I couldn't interact with it before. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Why am I looking at this? Cop helmet, you look at everything. This isn't case related, you think. What kind of vehicle drove through here? Hard to say, your vision is blurred and you are having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover. Let's try to see which car drove through here. Yes, we can. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message written in the language of burnt rubber. It started, crashed forward into this, then reversed out of it. Someone tried to turn here and broke the fence. Some of that rubber stuck to the tires in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. The driver started here. It accelerated right into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. What the... Why that pang of guilt again? The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry. A car drove through the fence. You are correct. This is another motor carriage-friendly city. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city. Somehow that makes you feel scared, you don't know why. Is this connected to the case? I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With a jam right here on the roundabout, I would keep them separate. You could follow the tracks south. There seems to be a canal there. Let's see where they went, if you find the time. I think I got it. we can follow the tracks south to the canal. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to check if I can open a case file. Can't I use the bottle of ammonia? Can I use this for like a hat? No. I can use the couple of ammonia. Can I use that on like the blazer or something? Or on the shirt? Enhance? I mean, I have 8%. I have ammonia, so now my chance is 8%. Okay, so I can't open a case file on that. I wanted to see there were these yellow papers that we can use to file in like field autopsies, and I wanted to do that. But okay, let's start the next episode by talking to the boy again, and then going through whatever is in here to see what we can do next. Yeah. See you then.